To begin, actually, I was just going through the syllabus copy of your SRF, okay, and also the ARS, Agriculture Research Service, and the other competitive exams also, like related to this. So, mycorrhiza is one very important topic where we will have many questions, okay, and very interesting. So this class is not just like the ordinary class. This is particularly oriented for uh, preparing for the exam. So here, it is not a new concept which I will be teaching. My focus, my interest, okay, the purpose of this, the organizers, it is also to focus the exam point of view. So in that view only, I have to speak majorly. Of course, for ARS, you will have both objective and subjective questions for ARS. So in that angle also, you should know some descriptive answers also. So otherwise, for SRF, it is more focused on objective. So with that understanding background, actually, I will be discussing this. Okay. So, since you are all postgraduate students, I'm sure concepts, things are not new to you all. Okay? And like here, it is just a revision class or um, highlighting, particularly revising for the exam, in fact. Okay, like through my notes, like what I've made from some of the standard books, I will try to stress on what point you have to note for your exam, like what may be the expected question. So in that angle, actually, I will be proceeding more. Okay, and we will also try to solve some of the MCQ questions from internet. After discussing this, we will try to do some exercise for solving this MCQs also. Okay. See the question from the mycorrhiza, like it is expected some questions of this. So there is some problem. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let us go through my notes and try to point out what may be the probable question of this. See, it is not a new thing. Like it is asked, what is mycorrhiza? Okay, so the mycorrhiza, it is fungus. This is derived from Greek word. So this can be asked. So the literal meaning of the mycorrhiza, okay, like, this is fungus root. This is from the Greek word. The literal transliteration of this word is fungus root. Okay, and many questions are asked also, like what is its use? This is symbiotic association of the fungus with the root. Questions may be asked whether it is parasitic, okay, or symbiotic, or saprophytic. Which fungus? What type of fungus it is? Okay, this is symbiotic fungus. That should be the answer. So, so this is how I hope the correct understanding of myself to prepare the students for this exam. This is not a new concept. You're all PG students. Okay, so you can particularly note the points which I'm discussing here. Is that okay? See, any doubt, any particular student have any questions? Also, you can stop me then and there and interact. Okay. See, out of this paragraph, what can be the expected question for your SRF or ARS or any other exams? Okay, so you can expect a question like fungus. This is a symbiotic association. It is not saprophytic, not parasitic. Okay, it is symbiotic. So that is expected question. Okay, this is non-pathogenic. Okay, and the literal meaning word of fungus, the fungus root. Okay, and this is 90% of the plants, the crop plants, they are associated with aim fungi. See, people confuse with worm. The mycorrhiza among the agriculture, okay, biofertilizers, it is very popular as VAM, VAM. Now this word is no more used. Okay, now it is AM fungi. Okay, this point to be noted. Okay, and for our agriculture crops, what we apply is arbuscular mycorrhiza. Okay, VAM we say commonly, vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. But now vesicle, the word has been left out because most of some of the mycorrhiza, okay, VAM, okay, this AM fungi, it is not producing vesicles. Now the word V has been left and only AM fungi is correct. Okay, so the one which we use as a biofertilizer is actually AM fungi. Okay, so this point has to be noted. Okay, and the other, what about the other plants like 10 to 20%? The forestry trees that is infected with ectomycorrhiza. So the question may come: which among the following is a biofertilizer? Ectomycorrhiza, arbuscular mycorrhiza, okay, or any other options? So the mycorrhiza which we use as a biofertilizer is actually arbuscular mycorrhiza. Previously, which was called as VAN. Now, vesicles are not reported in some of the important arbuscular mycorrhiza. So the word has been left. Now it is only AM fungi. This point to be noted. And the rest of the plant, like trees, particularly forest trees, it is ectomycorrhiza. So I hope the important points from this paragraph for the focusing the exam, I hope you are noted. Okay. And coming to the history of mycorrhiza, if at all, if there are any question, okay, related to the history, so there may be a question related to Hurtig. He is the first person to illustrate mycorrhiza, okay, in fine actually. So Hurtig is the first person to report. Okay, and so then actually A.B. Frank described the fungus root structure, okay, and showed increased growth in the plant. So A.B. Frank is the person who has worked on this aspect. Two scientists. Okay, actually he coined the term. Frank is the one actually who introduced AM fungus. Okay, A.B. Frank. Okay. Hurtig, though he illustrated the mycorrhizal fine root, but he did not recognize them as a separate being. Okay. Frank is the person. Okay. So first reported in the plants. Okay. Resic, this is not asked much in the exams. Frank is the one who asked, who will be like mostly asked in competitive exams. Okay. You can see here in this, okay, the plant which is infected with AM fungi, okay, there is an extension of hyphae mycelium all along the root zone, okay, and you can find here the cleared zone, okay, and absorption of the water, the moisture, and also the nutrients along with that. Okay, so that is how this AM fungi will help through its hyphae. See, and here you see here there is a non-mycorrhizal root, and there is no phosphorus depletion zone. You can find there is no mycorrhiza here. So that is how the importance, prominence of mycorrhiza. Okay, you will find. Okay, there may not be any question out of this. So the important is some Frank you have to know from the history of mycorrhiza. Hurtig you have to know. Okay, then the first paragraph I mentioned some of the things that you have to know. Then coming to the next types of mycorrhiza. So majorly the classification goes with two types, ectomycorrhiza and endomycorrhiza. This becomes important question for your exam. Okay. So ectomycorrhiza, endomycorrhiza. Here, expected questions for your exam can be from its organelle structures. Okay. So I said, okay, the VAM, people commonly call as VAM, vesicular or vesicular mycorrhiza, because there are two important structures which are associated with this type of endomycorrhiza. Okay, one is vesicle and another is arbuscle. You can see the arbuscles which are present inside the cell, which are spread just like, okay, the, um, the rooty hairs inside the cell. Okay, and you can see the arbuscles in the form of globules. See, this are the vesicles you can see here. Okay, and arbuscles are something like rooty structures which is occupying the cell. Okay, so these are the arbuscles. This must be present to call it as an endomycorrhiza, and you can see it is endo. The word is, it is telling that it is endo because it established itself inside the cell tissue. Okay, inside the cell. That's why it is called as endo. And so the arbuscle mycorrhiza is the common name of this fungus, arbuscle mycorrhiza, and you have arbuscles formation here. And you can also see the vesicle formation here. Okay, see, this is the vesicle. Okay, see, these vesicles are not compulsory. They may not be always present. Okay, so that is interesting here. Okay, so this is a very common, EM fungi is the common type. 90% of the plants are infected with EM fungi. Okay, so they are obligate biotropes. Obligate biotropes means you understand. They cannot be grown outside. See, even now, till now, we do not have a proper media to culture them. Okay, just like other biofertilizers, rhizobium, okay, and Azotobacter, Azospirillum, and P-solubilizing bacteria, we can mass multiply in the laboratory condition. This is one biofertilizer which we were not able to mass multiply in using some particular growing media. So that's why this is an obligate biotop. I hope you understand the literal meaning of this. So it requires say living host. That's what it means. So you may be asked in your exam, which of the following is an obligate biotrope biofertilizer? So you may be asked a question something like that. Okay, your answer should be A and fungi. And so that's the important question you can know. So then endotropic. So this is previously referred as VAM, and now it has been changed into EM fungus. Okay, vesicles are not reported. Okay, in some of them, that's why. So this is an obligate biotrope. Okay, and it cannot be grown in the any media, fungal media. Okay, and you can see there are some reproductive spore structures which are grown outside. See, the spores are not endo, they do not form inside the root cortex, root tissue. Okay? You can find these are chlamydial spores we call. Okay, and they are produced outside the root surface only, and the nomenclature of this van goes with the shape of this reproductive structure spore. Okay, like we call glomus. Okay, different genus names we have, and each one is specifically named based on the structure of the spore. Okay, this is again important point you should know. Based on the structure of the spore, its morphological appearance, different genus are named. So this is the reproductive structure. This is the arbuscles, what you see, and these are the vesicles. Okay, and you can see the root A's. And you can see its establishment is inside the root cell. That's why it is called as endospores. Okay, sorry, endomycorrhiza. So you can see that functions. So there is intracellular mycelium. So this is intercellular. Okay, it is intercellular mycelium also you have. Intracellular as arbuscle mycelium also you have. This is like tree-like ostovium. So this will help in actually nutrient exchange. You may be asked which among the following organelle, okay, the component part of the VAM which helps in nutrient absorption. That is arbuscles. Okay. You can see the structure, arbuscle, which is here. Okay, so this helps in nutrient absorption. Okay, I hope are you all following? Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? There must be some response from students. So you can unmute and also convey. Fine, anyhow. So these are the intracellular arbuscles which help in nutrient exchange. And there are some vesicles. See, arbuscles and vesicles functions you should know. Vesicles are particularly specialized for reserve storage, okay, of food or nutrients, and they are rich in lipids. Okay, that is interesting. So your question may be the functions of vesicles and uh, functions of vesicles and functions of arbuscle can be an interesting question. Okay, so arbuscles are branched intercellular structure which help in nutrient transfer between the root and fungus. Okay, that's the structure. Okay, so you have outside the root, you have different spores, you have hyphae, okay, and you have different genus actually. Based on the structure of the spores, we have Megaspora, Glomus, Sclerocystis, Scutellospora. So these are the different genus based on the morphological structure of the reproductive spores. Okay, it is named. And there is another type of mycorrhiza which is called helicoid endomycorrhiza. So this is particularly infects so Erica, Paluna, Vaccinium. So the plants. Um, so so these are not very important as a biofertilizer. AM fungi is the one by mycorrhiza which is important as a biofertilizer. Okay, and there may not be much questions of this, so I just pass on this. Okay, and another important question. Okay, orchid endomycorrhiza. Okay, you may have some questions. See, this orchids, interestingly, the cell, the seed of the orchid, it doesn't have food supplying endosperm. Okay, the endosperm part of the seed is the storage organ for nutrients. It lacks this endosperm. That's why it requires some external partner, okay, external support. So here the mycorrhiza as a partner help in supplying the nutrients in absence of seed endosperm. Okay, so it is proved that orchid cells does not germinate without the association of the mycorrhiza. Okay, so that you should know. Okay, so that is what. Then ectomycorrhiza is something very interesting. It infects. Okay, it infects forestry plants. Okay, so this infects. This is not used as a biofertilizer. Okay, most of the forestries they are infected with mycorrhiza, so they are ectomycorrhiza. Our croplands, we use endomycorrhiza. Okay, so this is the most advanced symbiotic association with the higher plants. Okay, relatively 10% of the all the trees are infected with ectomycorrhiza. And here the interesting is, we should observe the plant root system. There is something called as sheath. This to be marked, noted for your exam. Sheath of fungal tissue is formed not in a van, not in distal mycorrhiza. It is ectomycorrhiza. Okay, what is the sheath? I will show you the photo and you will understand it better. So this is the external covering, outer surface of the root. Okay, the formation of the sheath happens. Okay, and with the eyes. Can anybody tell what is the dimension of the human eyes? Okay, can see what should be the thickness, like dimension. You can type, you can send me the type message if somebody knows what is the dimension the human eye can visualize a substance. Okay, you can send me the WhatsApp chat message if somebody knows. Okay, and another important question is Haltignet. Okay, so this Haltignet is one of the probably interesting question. So this is the hyphae that penetrates the outermost cell layer. Okay, and I will show you in the photo. Okay, you will understand it better. So one part of this is important is sheath, another is Haltignet. Okay, so these two are important. So this is majorly Basidiomycota. Okay, one is Amanita, you know the mushroom, Amanita, poisonous mushroom. So this is the actually each and every plant and crop, they're interrelated. See, you might have seen, okay, like you are all aware, okay, the younger ones, either in animals or birds or even insects, the younger ones are fed. They are given nutrients. Okay, the parents, okay, the elderly, okay, organisms feed their younger ones. Okay, in various means. You know how the bird feeds, how the insects feeds. Okay, either honeybee. Okay, how the animals feeds their younger ones. See, beautifully, the same concept is there in plants also. Plants, trees feeds their seedlings, okay, with the association of this mycorrhiza. Okay, one tree, the mother tree, and the younger tree. Okay, it's younger one. They are linked through mycorrhiza. Okay, so the mother plant produces photosynthesis and supplies feeds to the its younger plant seedling. Okay, that's how it is taken care. Okay, this is very interesting, and it happens only through mycorrhiza. Okay, that is interesting. Okay, and so you can see the structure of the ectomycorrhiza. What you are seeing, you can see there is a very thick sheath formation around the root surface. Okay, so this is one interesting question, fungal sheath. Okay, fungal sheath is observed under which among the following mycorrhiza? That may be a probable question. Okay, and Haltignet is observed among which among the following mycorrhiza? Group of mycorrhiza. It may be another question. And you can see here, Haltignet. Okay, so Haltignet. Okay, you can see here the formation, and since this is ectomycorrhiza, you can see here there is no penetration of the mycelium inside the cell of the plant tissue, root, okay, root cell. Okay. you can see its establishment is there in the outer surface of the cell, and it forms a web-like structure. Okay, and you can see this is herpes snake. Okay, this is one important interesting question which can be framed. Okay, one is herpes snake, another is fungi. Okay. So there are other some ectodomycorrhiza where both the characters of ecto and endo, they both are seen in some of the plant like pine trees, okay, and others. So this cannot be an important question for your exam, okay, but this is very interesting. So this anyhow, I will share this notes if you can refer if somebody wants. Okay. So here there are summary of characters of 7 types of mycorrhiza in this here. Okay, whether you have, I have listed here endomycorrhiza and ectomycorrhiza here. Okay, so under endomycorrhiza you have AM fungi, ericoid, arbicoid, monotrophoid. But this exam, for exam point of view, they are all not important. AM is one important. Okay, orchid is also maybe. Okay, ectomycorrhiza is important. Ectomycorrhiza and AM fungi, these two are important for exam. See, your question may be AM fungi, whether it is septate or aseptate. Okay, I hope you understand the little meaning of septate. Okay, and aseptate. Okay, see, this AM fungi is septate. This is not a septate. Okay, and orchid mycorrhiza and ectomycorrhiza, they are septate. The same character. So intracellular colonization is present or not? Which among the following has intracellular colonization can be questioned? AM fungi forms intracellular colonization, and ectomycorrhiza, like I said, there is no intracellular colonization. You have herpes snake. Okay, the fungal sheath is not present in AM fungi; it is present in ectomycorrhiza. And there is a high pigment. This is present in ectomycorrhiza. Okay, vesicles may or may not be present in AM fungi, and it is not present in any of the fungus. Other mycorrhiza you can see. Okay, plant most chlorophyllus. Okay, this is not important question. Okay, some of the fungal taxa. Okay, there are so this ectomycorrhiza is a Basidiomycota and Ascomycota majorly. So this AM fungi is a Glomeromycota. Okay, so that we can note. Most AM fungi, they are all Basidiomycota. You can see here. So there will be a question. Okay, mycorrhiza belongs to which group of mycorrhiza? Which group of fungus? It is Basidiomycota. Okay. So like that, you can expect some of the questions. Okay. And here the structure of all the different mycorrhiza, it is presented again, repeated. You can see this is the spores and these are the vesicles. Okay, you can see this is the arbuscles. Function of vesicle and arbuscle is important for your exam. I mentioned arbuscle helps in nutrient absorption, vesicles helps in nutrient storage. Okay, and hartignate you can see which is present in the mycorrhiza. Okay, so this is about all the structures. And coming to its advantages, so this will help in enhancing the supply of the nutrients. Okay, see, mostly it is said phosphorus uptake, phosphorus mobilization. It is not only phosphorus; it helps in mobilizing all the minor nutrients also. So generally it is said P mobilizer. So you may be asked which among the following is a phosphorus solubilizer, phosphorus mobilizer. So this mycorrhiza is not the P solubilizer, it is phosphorus mobilizer. Okay, this point also you should know. Okay, so and also it will help in actually avoiding the heavy metals. It will prevent from heavy metal damage. also helps in protection against root pathogens. Okay, that is, it also acts as a biocontrol agent. Okay. So these are some of the advantages, and it also helps in moisture absorption, that is resistant against water stress, and also it will help in uh, plant growth stimulation. Okay, the plant growth promoting substances also it secretes and help in root initiation, shoot development, all this. Okay, so and like as I said, okay, it is like parenting. Okay, the elderly plant try to feed the younger plants by this association of mycorrhiza. Okay? That is wood wide web. Okay, so it helps in plant survival also. So some of the disadvantages of this is there are some disadvantages. So when the nutrient levels in the soil are so low and fungus cannot extract extra nutrients, no benefit accrues to the plant in return for carbon transfer to the fungus. See, this is a symbiotic relation where the fungus mycorrhiza derives all the photosynthesis, that is carbohydrates, okay, and all the photosynthesis from the plant. In return to the plant, it supplies moisture and plant nutrients it supplies. Suppose if there is no sufficient nutrients available in the soil, then at that time this fungus becomes a parasite. Okay? In that case, it becomes a parasite. It only takes all the photosynthesis and nothing available. Okay, in return to supply from the soil, then it is a burden to the plant. Okay? Then, if there are excess nutrients available for the plant, sufficient amount moisture and nutrient, then again this fungus becomes a burden. It is not required. Then also there may be possibility. And sometimes plant growth suppression also be noted due to the mycorrhizal colonization. Okay, in some conditions. Okay. So this is all about the mycorrhiza, and see, this is one biofertilizer which can be mass multiplied by farmers themselves. Okay, see, all other biofertilizers, farmers have to go to a biofertilizer production unit and purchase. But this is one which farmers themselves can mass multiply and use for themselves. Not only use for themselves, they can sell at a particular price also. To make money out of this biofertilizer also. So it requires a tank for mass multiplication, some structure like this. Okay. And sprinkling of water in the tank with vermiculite. Vermiculite is required. A sterilized vermiculite should be spread all over. Okay, and you can see here some furrows are made for sowing the maize seeds. You can use any fibrous plant, either sorghum or maize or ragi or any such grass family. Okay, and you can see the sowing of the seeds in rows it is done, and at this sowing stage, okay, the van culture has to be added, and the maize or a sorghum, once it established, okay, you can see here in this, okay, once it established the roots, okay, in the roots, the van mycorrhizal colonization would have developed very nicely, okay, in the host root tissues. So this root tissues, okay, the root part, when once it grows to a sufficient height, okay, just before the flowering, the whole plant root can be uprooted, and the root part, the root tissues, okay, it is chopped into small pieces and mixed with some carrier material and supplied as a biofertilizer. Okay. So this is how a biofertilizer has been like mass multiplication, and biofertilizers have been done in the case of mycorrhiza. Okay, so this is all about mycorrhiza. Okay, we can take some questions. If you have any doubt, you can ask questions. Otherwise, so like you can try to solve some of the questions from the internet. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Yes,
Dear
sir.
participants, if you have a question, please unmute yourself.
Nobody responds, sir. Nobody speaks. I tried to speak to them, but they do not open their mouth. Because,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, anyhow, you are doing your very nice service, sir, for the benefit of the students. So really appreciable as an organizer. So here there are some MCQ questions. Okay, I hope this is visible. Okay, so the mycorrhiza is correctly described as, like you have four options: parasitic association, and roots of some hair plants. See, the fourth one is the option. Okay, symbiotic relation between the fungi and root of some hair plant. Similarly, okay, the second question: mycorrhiza act as a modified root, a root hair in adverse condition, mechanical tissue for support, and organism for vegetative propagation. So, what is the answer? Okay, anybody, any answer? Mycorrhiza act as a modified root, a root hair in adverse condition, mechanical tissue, for support, an organism for vegetative propagation. So you can take it. Um, it actually, the question framing is not good yet, so I just leave this. It's better not to take. So mycorrhiza helps in absorption of mainly calcium, nutrient, phosphate, water. Actually, here again the question, it is majorly the phosphorus uptake. Okay, if at all any question is there, it is appreciated as a P mobilizer. Okay, of course, it takes all the nutrient. It is an absorption of the particularly micronutrients. It is appreciated. Actually, again, the question framing is not good here. Okay, it absorbs water, it uptake phosphate, it uptake all the nutrients, but it is recognized as a P mobilizer. Okay, nutrient uptake. Again, question is not framed properly. We will take some other. Mycorrhiza promotes plant growth by, okay, you can see here absorbing organic, inorganic ions from soil, helping the plant in utilizing atmospheric nitrogen. So this cannot be a correct answer. Okay, then serving plant growth regulators. That's also okay. Then protecting plant from infection. All these three can be answered, okay, except this, which helping the plant in utilizing atmospheric nitrogen. It will not help in this. Mycorrhiza are formed by many members of the genus. Which, can anybody give the correct answer for this? Fifth question. Can anybody unmute and tell what is the answer for the fifth question? Okay, say no response. Okay, this is glomus. Okay, mycorrhiza exhibits the phenomena of parasitism, antagonism, protocooperation, symbiosis. Can somebody give answer? Okay, nobody answers. Okay, it is symbiosis. Okay, then VAM stands for, you can see, okay, this is vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. This is VESICULAR, vesicular or vesicular mycorrhiza. Okay. The endomycorrhiza are found in grasses, herbaceous plants, woody plants, all type of plants. This endomycorrhiza is not present in woody plants. Okay. Majorly it is grasses or herbaceous. Okay. It is not all type. It is not woody plant. Okay. This is crop plants majorly, or grasses or herbaceous plants. So the ectomycorrhiza are commonly found in, okay, like 10% of the plants usually. It is forestry trees. Okay. Here you have a question. Ectomycorrhiza form an intracellular network in the root cortex known as. Any answer? Anybody can give answer for this? Okay, fine. This is Hertignate. Okay, see, like this, you can expect some of the questions, okay, with related to mycorrhiza. Similarly, you have symbiotic relation between fungi and root of hair plant is called as. So you have four options here: lichens, helotism, mutualism, mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is the answer. See, like this, you can expect some of the questions. Okay, I hope. See, this endomycorrhiza are also called as. This is vesicular or vesicular mycorrhiza. Okay. So like this, you can expect some of the important, interesting questions. Ectomycorrhiza form an intracellular network in root cortex is called as Hertig's net. Okay, so like this, you will expect some of the questions. Okay, the characteristic feature of WAM is it penetrates plant cell wall and forms what? Anybody? Okay, this is Hostoria. Okay. Then the major advantage of the plant with WAM is, so this is increased P absorption. To the class, it is Basidiomyces. Okay. See, like this, you may expect some of the questions. Okay, anyhow. Okay, so yeah, it's 5 o'clock. So like this, we have many questions from the net. Okay, like if you are interested, you can go for this. Okay, so